Now it came about the next day that Blue Yince went out to the field, and it was told to Ichigo Plasti. So he took his white Yince and divided them into 3 companies, and lay in wait in the field. When he looked and saw the Yince coming out from the city, he rose against them and slew them. Then Ichigo Plasti and the company who was with him dashed forward and stood in the entrance of the city gate. The other 2 companies then dashed against all who were in the field and slew them. And Ichigo Plasti fought against the city all that day, and he captured the city and killed the Blue Yince who were in it. Then he razed the city and sowed it with salt. When all the leaders of the Tower of Blue Yint South heard of it, they entered the inner chamber of the temple of Holmark, or the door, and it was told to Ichigo Plasti that all the leaders of the Tower of Blue Yint South were gathered together. So Ichigo Plasti went up to Mount Chloricent. He and the Yince who were with him and Ichigo Plasti took an axe in his hand and cut down a branch from the trees, and lifted it and laid it on his shoulder. Then he said to the Yince who were with him, "What you have seen me do, hurry and do likewise." And all the Yince also cut down each one of his branch and followed Ichigo Plasti, and put them on the inner chamber and set the inner chamber on fire over those inside, so that all the men of the Tower of Blue Yint South also died, about 1,000 men and women. Then Ichigo Plasti went to Blue Yint Southwest, and he camped against Blue Yint Southwest and captured it. But there was a strong tower in the center of the city, and all the men and women with all the leaders of the city fled there and shut themselves in. And they went up on the roof of the tower. So Ichigo Plasti came to the tower and fought against it, and approached the entrance of the tower to burn it with fire. But a certain female Yint threw a 16-ton weight on Ichigo Plasti's head, crushing his skull. Then he called quickly to a young Yint, his armor-bearer, and said to him, "Draw your spear and kill me, lest it be said of me, a female Yint slew him." So the young Yint pierced him through, and he died. And when the white Yint saw that Ichigo Plasti was dead, each departed to his home. When the Blue Yints and the white Yints started to fight, so did Pinto Bunyan and Homen. Quater stepped in and took Pinto Bunyan's crown away and gave it to a new being he made, called Arvin.